Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that might shock you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody is sitting around thinking about your problems, your failures, or your struggles. While you're crying about what life hasn't given you, the world is moving forward without you. The harsh truth is that nobody is obligated to care about your life, your struggles, or your dreams. It may sound cold, but it's one of the most liberating truths you will ever embrace. Too many people walk around with an expectation that others should recognize their pain, validate their struggles, and extend a helping hand. But the reality is that most people are too busy dealing with their own challenges to be deeply concerned about yours. The world is not against you, but is also not waiting for you. It keeps moving forward, with or without you. Think about it. How many times have you stopped your daily routine to deeply reflect on a stranger's hardships? Hardly ever. You may feel sympathy for a brief moment, but then life pulls you back into your own responsibilities, your own goals, and your own issues. And just as you do this, so does everyone else. Understanding this is not meant to make you bitter. It is meant to make you better. When you realize that nobody is coming to save you, that nobody owes you anything, and that nobody is responsible for your success except you, then and only then will you take full control of your life. Many people waste years of their lives waiting for someone to recognize them, waiting for someone to give them an opportunity, waiting for life to be fair. But fairness is not a guarantee. Life does not care about what you think you deserve. It only rewards what you produce. If you sit around expecting others to feel sorry for you and lift you up, you will remain stuck in the same place year after year. Self-pity is one of the most dangerous traps because it makes you believe that your lack of progress is someone else's fault. It convinces you that the reason you are not successful is because nobody has given you a chance. Nobody understands your pain. Nobody is supporting you. But even if all of that were true, dwelling on it changes nothing. The most powerful shift you can make in your life is to stop expecting the world to care and start taking responsibility for your future. When you accept that nobody is watching out for you, you stop waiting and start working. You stop complaining and stop creating. You stop depending on others and start depending on yourself. You were given a mind, talents, and potential, but nobody's going to force you to use them. It is up to you to rise above your challenges, to develop yourself, and to become someone that the world cannot ignore. Instead of seeking sympathy, seek to become valuable. Instead of waiting for someone to care, care about your own growth. Instead of expecting the world to notice you, give it a reason to. The world doesn't owe you attention, success, or happiness, but it will reward you when you create something worth noticing. Self-reliance is the foundation of success. If you are waiting for someone to come and fix your life, you will be waiting forever. The reality is that nobody is responsible for your growth, your success, or your happiness, except you. Many people spend their lives blaming circumstances, their upbringing, or the lack of support from others. But the moment you take full responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. People who succeed in life are those who understand that they must depend on themselves. They don't sit around waiting for an opportunity to fall into their lap. They create opportunities. They don't expect someone else to push them. They develop self-discipline. They don't rely on motivation from outside sources. They build inner strength that keeps them moving even when they don't feel like it. Relying on others to make things happen for you is a dangerous mindset. It keeps you in a state of helplessness where you feel like your future is in the hands of someone else. But if your success depends on someone else, then you are not in control of your life. And if you are not in control, then you are simply drifting through life, hoping that one day things will magically change. But hope is not a strategy. The truth is, nobody is thinking about your success as much as you are. Nobody is waking up every day with a burning desire to make your dreams come true, and that is why you must be the one to take action. No matter how talented you are, no matter how much potential you have, if you don't put in the work, nothing will change. It is not about what you could do, it is about what you actually do. This is why discipline is more important than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you will feel like working hard, other days you won't. But successful people don't rely on how they feel. They rely on habits, systems, and discipline. They understand that growth comes from consistent effort, not occasional bursts of inspiration. You must decide that you will take ownership of your life. You must choose to stop making excuses. You must commit to your own development, whether or not people support you. There will be times when you feel alone. There will be moments when you wish someone would step in and help. But the strongest, most successful individuals are those who learn to push forward even when nobody is clapping for them. When you develop self-reliance, you become unstoppable. You no longer wait for opportunities. You create them. You no longer depend on external validation. You believe in yourself. You no longer blame circumstances. You take control. The moment you take full responsibility for your growth, your success becomes inevitable. Because when you rely on yourself, you never have to wait for anyone else to give you permission to succeed. Value is what attracts attention. The world doesn't ignore people who bring solutions, who create impact, and who contribute something meaningful. If you feel overlooked, unappreciated, or ignored, the real question isn't, why doesn't anyone care about me? The real question is, am I offering anything of value? People care about what benefits them. That might sound harsh, but it's the truth. Look at the most successful individuals in any industry. They didn't get where they are because they waited for someone to notice them. They became so good at what they do that the world had no choice but to pay attention. When you bring value, people seek you out. When you solve problems, people respect you. When you master your craft, people admire you. Think about it. Why do companies pay employees? Because they provide value. Why do we follow certain leaders? Because they offer something that makes our lives better. Why do we admire successful people? Because they have developed a skill, knowledge, or ability that benefits others. The moment you stop waiting to be noticed and start focusing on becoming valuable, everything changes. Value comes from growth, skill development, and contribution. If you want to be recognized, you must first develop something worth recognizing. If you want people to invest in you, you must offer something worth investing in. If you want to be respected, you must build something respectable. Too many people demand attention without earning it. They want recognition without contribution. They want success without effort. But the world does not work that way. The key to becoming valuable is self-improvement. You must be relentless in developing your skills, expanding your knowledge, and perfecting your craft. You cannot expect people to care about your ideas if you haven't refined them. You cannot expect people to trust you if you haven't proven your ability. You cannot expect people to seek you out if you offer nothing unique. The more you work on yourself, the more valuable you become. And the more valuable you become, the less you have to chase opportunities. Opportunities will chase you. Success is not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the most valuable. People will naturally gravitate toward those who can help them, inspire them, and solve their problems. Instead of trying to convince people to care about you, focus on creating something that makes them care. Focus on becoming a person of impact. Focus on adding so much value that people cannot ignore you. No one owes you recognition. No one is required to notice you. But if you commit yourself to excellence, if you dedicate yourself to growth, if you make it your mission to serve, lead, and innovate, the world will take notice. Stop chasing attention. Start building value. Because when you become truly valuable, you will never have to worry about being overlooked again. Life rewards contribution, not complaints. No matter how unfair things may seem, no amount of complaining will change your circumstances. The world does not respond to excuses. It responds to results. Too many people spend their lives focusing on what they lack, what went wrong, or who didn't help them. But the truth is, dwelling on problems does nothing to solve them. The only way to change your situation is through action, effort, and contribution. Nobody gets ahead by complaining about how difficult life is. Complaints do not produce success. Complaints do not create opportunities. Complaints do not make you valuable. In fact, the more time you spend complaining, the less time you have to actually do something about your life. Every moment spent focusing on what is wrong is a moment wasted that could have been used to create a solution. Think about the people who inspire you. Are they known for complaining about their struggles, or are they known for rising above them? Every successful person has faced obstacles, setbacks, and hardships. But what separates them from everyone else is their response. Instead of wasting energy blaming circumstances, they take action. Instead of expecting someone else to fix their problems, they take responsibility. Instead of focusing on why something is hard, they focus on how they can overcome it. Life does not reward those who sit on the sidelines waiting for things to improve. It rewards those who step up, take action, and contribute something meaningful. If you want more opportunities, create them. If you want more success, work for it. If you want people to respect you, earn it. The world is not moved by complaints. It is moved by results. When you focus on contribution instead of complaints, everything changes. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than barriers to success. You stop blaming others and start taking control of your own future. You stop waiting for a lucky break and start waiting your own path. And as you do this, people take notice. The world respects those who add value, solve problems, and bring solutions. If you want to be successful, you must develop a mindset of contribution. Ask yourself, what can I offer? How can I make an impact? What can I do to improve my situation? The moment you shift from a complaining mindset to a contributing mindset, you will see doors open that you never thought possible. Opportunities will come because people are drawn to those who create, not those who criticize. Success is never given, it is earned. And it is earned through action, persistence, and contribution. The next time you feel tempted to complain about your life, ask yourself, what am I doing to change it? Because at the end of the day, life rewards those who contribute, not those who complain. The power of responsibility is the key to transformation. The moment you stop blaming others, stop making excuses, and stop waiting for someone to fix your life, you take back control. Too many people go through life feeling powerless, believing that their circumstances, their past, or the actions of others have determined their future. But the truth is, your life is exactly what you allow it to be. Taking responsibility means understanding that where you are today is a direct result of the choices you've made. It's easy to blame the government, the economy, your family, or bad luck. But blaming others only keeps you stuck. Every time you shift responsibility onto something outside of yourself, you give away your power. You convince yourself that you are helpless, that your situation is out of your hands, and that nothing can change until someone else steps in. But there is a lie. The most successful people in the world are not those who had the easiest lives. They're the ones who took full responsibility for their growth, their success, and their future. They understood that while they couldn't control everything that happened to them, they could control how they responded. Life is not about what happens to you, it's about how you react to it. You can either see yourself as a victim of circumstances or as the creator of your own destiny. The choice is yours. When you take responsibility, everything changes. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. You stop expecting people to help you and start helping yourself. You stop complaining about the problem and start working on the solution. Responsibility gives you freedom because it puts the power back in your hands. No one else is responsible for your success. No one else is responsible for your growth. It is all up to you. Some people spend their lives waiting for the perfect time, waiting for the right conditions, waiting for a miracle. But waiting is just another form of avoidance. The truth is, there is never a perfect time to start. There will always be obstacles, difficulties, and reasons to delay. But those who take responsibility don't wait for things to be easy. They take action despite the challenges. They understand that success is not given, it is earned through effort, persistence, and discipline. If you want to change your life, start by taking full responsibility for where you are now. Own your mistakes, own your failures, and own your decisions. But don't stop there. Also take responsibility for making things better. If you are not where you want to be, ask yourself, what can I do today to move forward? Stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop blaming others for what went wrong. Stop making excuses. Your future is not determined by your past, your circumstances, or other people. It is determined by you. And the moment you fully embrace that truth, you will unlock a level of power and potential that most people will never experience. Take responsibility for your life and watch how everything begins to change. Your purpose is bigger than sympathy. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that if others feel sorry for them, their situation will change. But sympathy does not lead to success. Feeling bad for yourself or seeking validation from others will not move you forward. The world does not reward those who dwell in self-pity. It rewards those who rise above their struggles and pursue their purpose with determination. Too often, people waste time telling their sad stories, hoping that someone will notice their pain and offer them a way out. But even if people sympathize with you, what happens next? They may say some kind words, they may encourage you, but then they move on with their lives. Meanwhile, you are left exactly where you were before, still facing the same problems, still stuck in the same situation. Sympathy does not create change. Action does. You were not created to sit around waiting for people to care about your struggles. You were created with a purpose, a mission, and a unique potential that only you can fulfill. When you focus on your purpose instead of seeking pity, you unlock a level of strength and resilience that most people never tap into. Purpose gives you direction. Purpose gives you motivation. Purpose makes you unstoppable. When you truly embrace your purpose, you stop looking for external validation. You stop needing people to acknowledge your pain. Instead, you channel that pain into something greater. Every challenge, every setback, every hardship becomes fuel for your mission. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who had the easiest paths. They are the ones who refused to let their struggles define them. They turn their pain into power, their trials into testimonies, and their obstacles into opportunities. The world is full of people who never reach their full potential because they are too focused on what they don't have, who didn't help them, and why things are unfair. But focusing on what's wrong will never lead to what's right. If you want to change your life, shift your focus from seeking sympathy to seeking purpose. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" start asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I use this to help others?" Your life is not meant to be a story of suffering without meaning. Your struggles are not meant to keep you down. They are meant to build you up. Every great leader, every successful person, every world changer has faced adversity. But what sets them apart is their decision to keep moving forward, no matter what. They understood that their purpose was bigger than their pain, bigger than their struggles, and certainly bigger than anyone's sympathy. The moment you stop looking for pity and start chasing your purpose, everything changes. You begin to see yourself not as a victim, but as a victor. You begin to realize that you don't need people to feel sorry for you. You need to step into the greatness you were designed for. Let go of the need for sympathy. Step boldly into your purpose. The world doesn't need your complaints. It needs your contribution. And when you fully embrace that, you become unstoppable. The truth is simple. Nobody cares about you until you give them a reason to. Life does not reward those who wait for attention, sympathy, or validation. It rewards those who take responsibility, develop themselves, and create value. If you spend your life expecting others to notice your struggles, to rescue you, or to hand you success, you will remain stuck. But the moment you stop waiting and start working, everything changes. You must become self-reliant. No one is coming to save you. No one is obligated to make your dreams come true. But that is not a curse. It is a gift. Because once you realize that your success is entirely in your hands, you take back your power. You stop making excuses. You start blaming circumstances. You start building. Life does not respond to complaints. It responds to contribution. The world notices those who bring solutions, who create impact, and who make themselves valuable. If you want to be recognized, respected, and rewarded, stop asking for attention and start earning it. Build your skills. Master your craft. Become someone who cannot be ignored. And above all, remember this: your purpose is greater than your pain. Your mission in life is not to seek sympathy, but to step into your potential. Stop looking for people to feel sorry for you and start focusing on the impact you are meant to make. The moment you shift your mindset from self-pity to self-determination, you will unlock a level of power that few ever tap into. Nobody cares about you until you give them a reason to. So make yourself valuable, take responsibility, stop waiting, start building, and when you do, the world will have no choice but to take notice.